Hey folks, this is Jeffree White. Just want to go over my wall of posters here in Washougal School of Music Studios. I have pictures from the many bands I've played with over the years. They're always distracting my students during the lessons, but I'm pretty proud of the achievements, so I'll go through and try to not spend too much time here because I could probably talk for hours with all the stories that these will bring up. But, and I know the light's kind of bad in here because I'm packing up and about to move out. But before I take these posters down, I wanted to highlight a few of these. So I used to do a little variety show at the Snake and Weasel in the acoustic room. It's really a musical showcase with various special guests. So that was fun. Got the I love this picture montage. The hippie, the bluesman, the classical, and the wizard. Got Telekinesis. We'll come back to them. There's another Jeffree White variety show. People's Choice Reggae Band. This is triple meaningful for me because I played with both bands. The People's Choice Reggae Band. I also played with Yantra, which is kind of a fishy prog rock jam band, and it was at the Campbell Club, which I lived at for a time. That's got student co-op. It was after I'd moved out, but quite a night. Here's another double bill that I played in both bands, Telekinesis and Jenny Sizzler, and we had this crazy video projection with a live camera feed, kind of doing these infinite loop stuff through filters, courtesy of Charlie Nanos. Look for the pictures of that online. Here's one I did not play, one of the few things on the wall that I wasn't playing at, but I think that's Lulo's Reinhardt's signature. I think he's the great nephew of Django. Good show, and I got to meet him. Nice guy. Let's see, Hot Club of Hawthorne with Clinton Street Stomp. That was notable because it was no amplification. It's all in a big crowded theater, movie theater. So very kind of intimate that way. Bluegrass band Hill Williams at Biddy McGraw's, where I used to book the music for. Let's see. Telekinesis, Twisted Whistle. This is the Hot Club of Hawthorne, my gypsy jazz band. But my greatest achievement as a band leader. Played a couple hundred shows with that band. Blue Zebra, I was kind of a band leader of a jazz funk band circa about 2007. And it was our one show at the Goodfoot Lounge, so I was pretty proud of that. I think there was a blizzard that night, and it was fun to get to play with Funk Shui that I would later go on to play some gigs with. So, high energy, funky dazzle jazz and shred fests. Let's see. This is not a show, but a workshop that I did. Stairway to Shredding. Someone I knew ran a music school out in Beaverton, and they hired me to be like a guest artist, guest teacher, really instructor, and it was her idea, the Stairway to Shredding. Honestly, it was kind of a nightmare experience because we had 10 students in a room with various levels of ages and levels of ability, so trying to make everybody was happy was at the same time was a real challenge. I much prefer the one-on-one teaching. Jenny Sizzler, we'll come back to Jenny Sizzler. Let's see, Flying Colors. It's kind of a prog rock band that I played with in Eugene. And yeah, I think we came up to Portland. I think I was still living in Eugene at that time. Here's a Jeffree White. I guess it was just solo. No, and Cronies. So sort of a variety show thing. Jenny Sizzler, comedy rock band I played with for oh gosh, let's see, 10 years or so. Played at the Mississippi Pizza monthly for most of that time. We all had different names, pseudonyms. Floyd Rippington was my name. A lot of fun. We produced a couple CDs with that band too, so I think you can find them on YouTube. I played both keyboards for the first 9 years or so, 8 years, and then switched to guitar for the last year or two. And a jazz band I played with, standard jazz. I played keyboards, kind of the first real jazz band I ever played with. Cosmic Ozzies, which is Dan Coleman's project, playing a lot of his original music. Dan Coleman was associated with Sensory Circuit, put on some festivals out at Horning's Hideout and stuff. Well, this is one of the oldest posters on the wall, probably 94. Let's see, I played with Moss, but just friends with Stone Biscuit down in Eugene. Bob White Theater. Let's see, I played with Thermal Boogie and the Hot Club of Hawthorne. Beautiful building on Foster in Portland. And it was an incredible production with pro light shows. So you look for the pictures of Thermal Boogie there. Really pretty. Unfortunately, Bob White didn't really work out, as just too much red tape to get it going as a venue. I played with lots of Grateful Dead tribute bands. Steven's Answer was one of them. It's really kind of an offshoot of Ramblin' Rose and Cats Under the Stars. Here's a grunge band that I played with briefly in 99 and 2000. And that is me on New Year's 2000. Not one of my finer moments. Or maybe it is, I don't know. But so this show must have been, February following. Pepper. Dig a Bone, I played a lot with in 2001 and 2. We put out a CD too, so you can find that on YouTube. And one of my original songs on that CD. Here's Horning's Hoedown was a festival at kind of an ill-fated festival at Horning's Hideout that Dan Coleman, who I mentioned, is associated with Cosmic Ozzies, produced this festival. Unfortunately, it didn't do well because he had all this incredible lineup of national acts, and it just didn't pencil out. I helped do some of the hospitality, which is kind of cool, and get behind the scenes and drive people around on golf carts and stuff. It's the same event, I think. Different poster. Well, this is probably the oldest poster, and you can see it's multimedia. This is old school when you'd clip things out and take them to Kinko's and make copies for posters. So this was including a painting by Dan Lester. So the band was Yantra. You can see we're all pictures of us kind of copied into the letters there. I think I had broken my leg. That was me in a cast. Fresh, funky, thick and chunky, frenzied madness and screeching monkeys. Jazzy, bluesy rock and roll with a twist of oral blicitudes from the oversoul. That was a hell of a band. Too bad he couldn't hold it together. Garcia Birthday Band Fest. I got to play in 2 bands for this one, the Hot Club of Hawthorne and the Hill Williams, both kind of around the fire at night. So kind of a cool and great festival. Really good family event, extended family that is, and nice spot on the Lewis River. So appreciate everybody that put that on. Here's the ill-fated Shakedown festival that never happened. The day before the festival, it wasn't penciling out, and the guy who was producing it got in his RV and drove away, owing people lots of money. I was gonna play in the band Ashbury Park. Where is it? Right at the bottom there. Got a call that morning from the bass player who was out there, and he's like, "The Shakedown Festival has been canceled." Kind of a fire festival situation, I guess. There's Asbury Park. Sounds about 2005. The first time I played a bass. First of many, many. That's a copy. More Grateful Dead stuff. Here's one poster that the band did not create. I showed up to play the gig and saw we had a poster on the wall, thanks to Secret Society. Now here's a recent one in Washougal, the Love Fest. I was in the Heartstrings duo, kind of playing with Jeffree Reynolds of the Hot Club. Cool scene, kind of a craft market, and on multiple floors of this big events facility. Here's where I got to play one of my Crystal Ballroom gigs. Got to do this 2 years, thanks to organizer Pace Rubidoux. Hot Club of Hawthorne. Kicked off the show. I can't remember if this is the first year or the second year. We started the show with the Muppet Show theme. I got to play at the Crystal Ballroom with a couple other bands too over the years. Let's see. It's kind of a citywide event with several venues. I guess I played with Jenny Sizzler. 5 was a band, jazz funk band I played with in 03, 04, 05. We have 3 horn players that were really good and really tight. I played guitar and keyboards and full band, horn-driven funk, jazz, Latin. So that was really kind of the first kind of jazz funk band that I played with. Really good experience. Later we would go on to play at the Goodfoot on 5505. There's the train going by, so watch it here. That's Jenny Sizzler, Grass-Fed Sugar Beats. There's Telekinesis. Cats Under the Stars, that's the Jerry Garcia tribute. I played keyboards at the Wow Hall. Some solo gig. Summer Meltdown. Wonderful spot up in North Washington. Festival. I think they're still doing it. Played with Ashbury Park. My one memory of that was let's see, I'm forgetting his name, so I guess it wasn't a memory anymore. Telekinesis and Sudden Anthem at the Goodfoot. The Slayer. Pirates in the Plaza with the Bilge Rats and Pirates, which is a pirate themed band that I've been playing with in recent years. And this is right in Washougal. So a week before I moved to Washougal, I played a gig in Washougal with the pirate band. So it's kind of an introduction to the town. I think this was a later year, this one. We did a few different years. And one time we did it down on the Columbia River. Really nice. Comedy rock juggernaut Jenny Sizzler. This is a Dolly Parton tribute with lots of bands. Hilarious that they were able to misspell Jenny Sizzler. That was the only time I played at the Alberta Rose. It's a good experience. Foolish Hearts Band is kind of the most recent incarnation of Ramblin' Rose, Steven's Answer, Cats Under the Stars. And let's see, gonna get Train River in here. That's my bluegrass band. Played at the local Washougal Times, it's a restaurant club, a few times. And they got a really good venue there. Just recently overhauled it, remodeled. I think they're going to be quite the establishment here in town. I played banjo in the Knee Plus Alter Jazz Orchestra. It's like a 13-piece big band with playing 20s, 1920s, and 30s charts. Or some of the most challenging music I've ever played, because it's not just jazz, it's like really complex arrangements with lots and lots of changes and different sections. And that's last up. Here's got to play at with the Hot Club of Hawthorne at let's see, does it say here? It's at the Oregon Convention Center. The Wonder Ball. Well, all right. Thanks for watching. We got this recorded for posterity. Let's see, anything? Here's a hoot nanny. Hot Club of Hawthorne. That's at the Hornings Hideout. One more over here. The Swashbucklers Ball with the Bilge Rats and Pirates. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe.